So in this video I'm going to show you some of my paper crafting tools, what I like about them, and we're going to start with the pencil and we're going to end with a light. So this is a look at the tools we're going to cover, and I'm actually going to add in two more little things here that are not shown there, but you'll like this. Now, it's not exorbitant or anything like that, but these tools are really, really special, and I really enjoy using these tools, and I'll explain to you in this video why. So first off is the Blackwing pencil. Everything starts with a pencil, as far as I'm concerned, with the creativity and the project making. And Blackwing is a very special pencil. For one thing, there's that rectangular eraser, which is kind of iconic. And it's also replaceable. Now, how often do you get that on a pencil? The pencil starts running low, the eraser starts running low, and you can't use it anymore, right? Nope, not with the Blackwing. You can take that, extend it out a little bit, and continue using the eraser. And you can also purchase replacement erasers. And, of course, the quality of erasing is just spectacular. It's just wonderful. And the Blackwing, he makes 4 different types of pencils. So, depending on the hardness that you want. But there's a smooth silkiness to it that I just love. I have 2 different types. I should get all 4. And they're not cheap pencils. They're roughly about $3 a pencil. The company went out of business at one point, and they were selling on eBay for, I think, like about $40 a pencil, because people love them. I do too. Okay, so that's the Blackwing pencil. Next, let's talk about cutting things. This is an ergonomic Sharpie, an ergonomic X-Acto knife. And I love this knife. It just fits well in the hand. It's comfortable. You can do a lot of cutting with it and not get fatigue. But also, did you notice how I unscrewed the bottom there? On the bottom of it is where you loosen and tighten the blade. I'll show you one more time here. And that's a safety thing. So now my left hand there is tightening up that blade. It's much safer that way. I like that. I love these X-Acto knives. This particular model isn't sold anymore, but if you want to use X-Actos, or hobby knives they call them, really consider ergonomics. It makes a big difference in fatigue and the quality of your work. The blades are important too. You should try different blades. But watch this, see? You can do accurate cutting. Sometimes scissors are just not that good, where having a hobby knife like that really makes a big difference. Next, we're going to talk about the bone folder. I love the bone folder. I use it all the time on paper projects. It goes back many, many years when I started doing origami. Nobody ever heard of origami, and nobody ever heard of a bone folder. Now they're kind of more popular, but get yourself one. They're really cheap. They used to be made out of bone, and now they're like different resins and epoxies and stuff, and they're just quite fine. But nothing like them for getting crisp folds. And also, they're really helpful with gluing, because you can reach into spots and, press down on the paper so the glue holds and whatnot. I do a little bit of that in this video. And listen, don't use a plastic ruler when you're cutting. Use a metal ruler, because with a plastic ruler, if you're cutting with an X-Acto knife, you could slip or get grips on the plastic. Always use a metal ruler when you're cutting. So next, the Barely Art Precision Craft Glue. I love this glue. It comes with extra tips, special tips. I tape that little container right onto the side of the bottle so I don't lose it. So it doesn't come like that. That's what I do. That way I always have this stuff. Comes with 2 different tips, and that green tip there is a stopper for storing it, putting it away. Comes with a fine tip and an extra fine tip. This is the extra fine tip. So you can really get really, really accurate small lines and beads of glue. And the glue itself is wonderful. It's got a slight yellow color to it. It's really a great glue. But for me, the real draw here is the accessories. And it comes with a little pin that you clean the tip out with after uses. I usually just keep it in there and store it that way. But you're supposed to put the green stopper on. So let's use it that. Barely Art precision glue, craft glue. And a lot of people often don't think about glues. They just use glue, but there's a big difference in how they're applied and how well they work. And I guess you learn those distinctions as you do more crafting. Because I'm going to show you even more. I'm going to show you 2 more glues that I love. And, each one has its own applications. And see, there we go. We're using the bone folder to help with the gluing. So next wasn't in my original video here, but I used this project. I made this project coming up myself. I still use it all the time. It's a light box. You can buy them really cheap nowadays. But I made that one. And I have a tutorial on my website on how to make one. But it really comes in handy for a whole wide variety of things. Like I wanted to transfer a picture to a piece of paper here, and I just used the light box so I could do an accurate transfer. So let's talk about scissors. These are Jim Holtz scissors, and I love these scissors. They're the best. For a lot of different reasons. See how those finger guards are like that, soft like that? That's when you're extending out. It's less fatigue and less pain on your hand. Just wonderful. And the blades are micro-serrated. You can't even see the serrations, but they're micro-serrations. It makes it such a beautiful cut. And we're actually going to do some cutting, and I'm going to let you hear the sound of the cutting that's coming up. But I have 2 different ones. I have the big ones, and I have these small ones for accurate cuts like this. It's just wonderful. They just feel so good, and they cut so well. Those are Jim Holtz scissors. I love them. Get them. See, some cardstock cutting paper. If you do arts and crafts, you invest. These things all cost more than cheap stuff, but in my opinion, it's worth it. Makes a big difference in the quality of your work. And now listen. So you can just hear the quality of a great pair of scissors. All right. Now here's another thing that you're probably aware of is the Elmer's disappearing purple glue stick. It's great for a couple of reasons. It's Elmer's, so the quality of the glue, the adhesion is really good. And it's wonderful for larger surfaces rather than trying to spread glue around. But the beautiful thing I like it about is the disappearing purple. That way you can see where you've applied the glue stick and where you have it. You can go over it. See, I missed a spot. And that purple actually quickly disappears. But so I like that. That's the Elmer's disappearing purple glue. I think it's also very kid-friendly. I think it's fabric friendly. It's Elmer's. It's high quality. There's our bone folder. So now let's do some cutting with the big scissors again. Serrate some more. And I'm going to show you something here you might find interesting. That first cut was a little bit off. There's a slight amount of white on that edge there. You can't see it. You'll see it in a minute. And the mark of a good quality pair of scissors is how I'm going to make that disappear. Watch this. Look how small that little bit of white is. But look at this beautiful little peel that just comes right off with the scissors. Now that's a great pair of scissors. You see that? That's just wonderful to be able to do that. It's not me, it's the scissors. And for this, I probably should have used a glue stick just to to refocus my point of large surfaces, a glue stick is really very friendly for, but that's okay. I would have been better off. I didn't think I'd be able to get in the corners with the glue stick. But there we go. Now you've been saying what is going on. He's talking about tools, but he's making a project. It's almost done. You're just watching the project come alive. Final glue, Beacon 3-in-1 glue. I love this glue because it has a tact that other glues don't have. It's like a jelly. And of course it's great adhesion, really sticks really well, but it has the ability to hold parts in place, like especially if they're suspended, if they're not just flat against each other. And that I really like. Being a jelly like that, it has a great tact. So like, see this staircase here is floating in space. So with some adhesives, it might not hold, they'll slip. The glue will just kind of slide. But with the Beacon 3-in-1 glue, they don't slide, they hold in place. So that's 3 adhesives. So people think of glues as glues, but they're not. There's a definite difference when it comes to, arts and crafts. Now that 3-in-1 is going to hold that staircase in place, 10 seconds, and we're good? 3, 2, 1, there you go. And then it will dry. All right, let's finish off this project. And you can see that I kind of surprised you. You thought I was just going to talk about tools, but I was thinking about it and thinking, gee, is there a project I could make where I actually show the tools in action? I thought that would be better. And this idea just came to me. I was like, how do I use all the tools that I want to talk about in a little project? And this kind of just was born out of it. And so I'm really happy with that. And came out really good. This is a cute little project. I'll upload a template for this so you can make this little project if you want. And I'll put description and links to Amazon, affiliate links to Amazon, to all these projects, all these products in the description of this video and on my website. Read the description for more information. That X-Acto knife, they don't sell it on Amazon anymore, so you'd have to shop around, look around, find another ergonomic, hobby X-Acto knife. And there we go. We're going to finish off this project. And if you haven't already guessed, this is a 3-dimensional representation of Rembrandt's The Philosopher in Meditation. Isn't that wonderful? All right. For the final must-have hobby tool that I love, it's a magnifying lamp with light. So let's take a look at our project under the magnifier with the light. Put the light on. I've had this thing for a long time. I love it. Makes a big difference. So there we go. There we go. The magnifier is nice, but the light makes a big difference too. Thank you.